Welcome back to Dysfunctional Dialogue. There was this other girl who was sort of just a peripheral character. She would be around from time to time. I'm not even sure what she was even doing in my apartment at that particular time, but she took something off the cold rack and we all watched her do it. It was like our friend in the 7-Eleven denying it. And she denied it. We just watched you do it. And Charlie was buckling over, dying, laughing. He couldn't believe that she was just outright denying something we all just sat there and watched her do. That was just amazing. I mean, because we've witnessed it, right? We've seen it in
happening. But I just remember we just kept on rambling on, and Charlie Baker was just dying laughing. He couldn't stop.
He couldn't stop laughing.
He's crying. He's literally crying.
Yeah, that's a guy I like to connect with again. I like Charlie. God. Charlie was cool.
How about that guy, the free buffet guy? And we were at some house party at DeVoe or Mount Eagle with the charcoal briquette.
Yes, I think that's on here too. For that matter, was that me and you?
No, that was me. He was smacking his head.
Yeah, it was me and you, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
What?
No, I'm talking to him. I'm our friend here, man. Yes. But he was willing participant.
Oh, it wouldn't break. We had a charcoal briquette.
Well, we were trying to figure out what would break on our friend's head. So because he had a very hard head. So well, let's test this. What will break on his head? So we were looking around for things to break on our friend's head. So Brian found a charcoal briquette. Oh, not even like a cooked one, like a hard one, like right out of the bag.
And numerous attempts were made.
Smash it.
Never.
He had a mark on his head.
I remember my hands were black. It's just like smack. Yeah. Nope. It's still not breaking. Still not breaking.
Yeah. But God bless you, man, because you had some great stories. So there was the time that, remember we tried to get him to, this is a friend of ours, just to be clear. So he's a friend. See, you wouldn't think, but we were all the subject of abuse at different times, to be abundantly clear. He just happens to be in a fishbowl right now. But we found like this old nasty mattress. Were you there that time? You might not have been there that time. And we took this old nasty mattress and we put it in the end zone of their practice field. And he had practice the next day, so we thought it would be kind of funny if he like woke up the next morning. He didn't. It turns out he ended up not falling for it. He was slept for a little while and he got up and he mumbled something and he wandered back to his place. We tried to get him to pass out there.
Well, you remember a time where he didn't wake up in time for practice?
Right. So there's a whole story that leads into this that I could just say this, that it was drunken buffoonery all night long, to the point where we ripped him out of, he was already asleep. It was the end of the night. It was like 2:30 in the morning. And we pulled him out of his bed to get him to come back out with us to hang out. And we hung out all night long. And one of us had changed his alarm clock on him. And we come back. We're now walking through the student center, and we were drinking tall boys all night. And we're drunk and maybe a little hungover too, but we're drunk at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And we're going up, we're saying hello to people, and we're like, oh, guys, no, go away.
You smell bad.
Yeah. Jeff and I ended up going to one of our classes. We went to like a philosophy class, and we sat inside there because we thought it would be funny, But apparently our friend, he had just been made captain of the football team, co-captain of the football team. He just like that week prior, and his ass friends messed with his alarm clock.
He had that night game. He had that night game at the.
Well, hold on. So we'll get there for sure. So the team was like, "Where the hell's our friend?" And they ended up. The coach had the whole team go into his room and like shake him and dance around him and scream at him and stuff like that. And then the first half he couldn't play. He was on the sidelines with a clipboard. And what do his friends do? His friends are sitting in the stands, cracking beers open and shouting out at him, holding a clipboard, cross that T, cross that T, cross that T. Q, the line in the queue, get the Q. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that happens.
Again, sorry. It happens. Well, it happened. Really shouldn't happen.
I'm trying to think of something at Mugs. Suffering Hotel.
Well, was it you lit my shoe on fire? You lit my shoe on fire.
Do you remember when I pissed on your shoe? That was in the.
Oh, yeah, I do.
In,
Friendship.
that was in the Sop with Camel. I was pissing in the urinal and you were in the stall.
And you kind of just went like gave it one of these.
Just
Yeah.
started pissing.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well, at least it wasn't your refrigerator.
That was neither of us.
I know.
That was brought up.
That is a class. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
that was classic.
It was amazing. Remember when we looked in? With all of our heads.
We're looking in,
and it was like the Three Stooges. So
I remember that. It's like because we just left him alone. He was sleeping. And we were,
well, no, we didn't just leave him alone.
Well, I mean,
we decorated him. We put his hand in warm water.
Right.
We did the whole thing.
But when he got up, none of us did a thing. Yeah. We were like, what is he doing?
Yeah. So he got up, and we alluded to this, but I don't think we got into any kind of detail. We alluded to this. He walked over to his refrigerator. He opened up his refrigerator, and it wasn't anything. It was like a head of lettuce and a couple other things as well. And he just pissed in his fridge, and we were falling over each other laughing. Like this isn't really happening. And then when he was done, he zipped up and he closed the fridge. Like that was the thing to do. Like this is, I'm done pissing. I'm going to close the fridge. He took a step away and went, oh, and just immediately knew the error of his ways.
And I remember he then tried to walk the straight line through the doorway from the kitchen through the living room to his bedroom, and it was a straight walk. Yeah. Well, he wasn't walking straight. Because then he kind of veered off, hit the wall like a ping ball, and then bounced into the bedroom.
No. He hit the wall. He missed the door, hit the door jamb, and because we had like covered him with shaving cream or something like that, left like this shaving cream mark on the side of the door, right? And then realized at that moment he couldn't negotiate the doorway. So he turned around and walked all the way back across the living room, back through the doorway of the kitchen, and sat back at the kitchen table because he couldn't make it into the bedroom. It was a feat that was just impossible to do in his mind. All right, Brian. So you were saying that something popped into your head there.
Yeah.
That you wanted to discuss. So Brian has something he wants to tell us.
I wanted to speak about the trip that we took one winter. It was a winter snowstorm.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, a winter storm.
Yes, we went to the nice, quaint little town of
Bath.
New Paltz.
Oh, New Paltz. That's right. It wasn't snowing in Bath. New Paltz. That's right. So, yeah, we went to New Paltz. What do you want to talk about New Paltz, Brian?
Well, we went to go kind of see the college scene there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the crazy wildlife college scene.
Yeah, we started. First, we went to one bar that we couldn't stay at very long because it was a cop bar, because it had all kinds of cop insignia everywhere, and there was way too much glass fixture.
So yeah, that's not a place we wanted to be drinking and possibly stumbling about a little bit. But not just the cops, but there was glass cases everywhere. There was glass cases. There was glasses, and like we do not be drinking in a china shop.
Correct. So we ended up to the next best thing. We found a hole in the wall college bar.
It was not the next best thing. It was the answer for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's what we needed.
And
we were like just 2 years out of college or something like that at that time.
and we were having fun melting into the crowd and assimilating to the crowd.
Assimilating. Yeah.
And just talking to the students there. And it was funny. It was like we would ask them where they were from, and it just happened to be from the same town that we were from.
Yeah.
Every time.
Nice lead-in.
It's we kind of did. We kind of playing with their minds a little bit because they would say, "Oh, I'm from such and such town." Oh, wow, me too. These are my friends, and we kind of did that for most of the evening.
Yeah, we always come up with like, oh, well, we're a couple years older than you, and I went to a private school, so this way you create some kind of like deviation from any kind of connection, maybe, because everyone always wants to make a connection, right, in those moments. So we'd always have a way around it.
And it kind of lasted for a while until it finally circulated around the bar that there were these 4 individuals that were from every town that you could possibly think of. But it was funny while it was happening. I thought it was hilarious.
It was hysterical. Oh, you're from Long Island? I'm from Long Island. It was just me and Bill, though, wasn't it? I don't think it was a 4th person.
No,
was he there?
I thought he was there.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Mike there. Well, Bill, fill us in. You probably, maybe you know.
Insert here in the comments. But later on, we had to stay up there. So
it was an ice storm. Do you remember walking around outside?
Yeah, it was not easy. We were sliding around all over the place.
Yeah.
So we needed sustenance. We went to the supermarket, right? Because we had to make sure that we had to get more beer, right? Because we stayed at like a Super 8 or something like that.
Kept the light on.
That was a commercial, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So other than beer, we had a very important shopping list, Brian. What did we end up walking out of that store with?
I remember bananas.
Yeah. A
Duraflame log.
Right. One other thing.
What, John?
Kaboom cereal. Kaboom cereal. And I didn't go in there with things. I want to say I was out there. You came out with your prize. You had your treasures. Duraflame. Yeah, that was something else.
So we decided to stay at the local Super 8.
Yeah, and we poured into that room and
we were nice. We behaved ourselves.
We put a piece of toilet paper from like I don't know something, the lamp between the 2 beds to like maybe like a mirror or something like that on the other side, and we play volleyball with a roll of toilet paper going back and forth between the 2 beds, and so we're just making a mess. Everything's getting turned over. At one point, Brian decided it was a good idea, and it was late, man. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Brian needed to find out if a banana would stick to a mirror. So he's sitting there wailing on the banana. And, we're in a hotel. We're a motel. I mean, this thing, this is not common courtesy, man. But we were just too stupid, unfortunately, as some people will be, and particularly in that state. And I don't know, a little bit later on, a little bit more times goes by, and you were eating potato chips, and you had fallen off the bed right at the moment that the manager from the place, he didn't bother knocking on the door.
He right into the door.
In, and Brian, you fell at his feet, and potatoes were flying everywhere. And he just gave us a warning. That's all he did. He gave us a warning.
Yeah, we were lucky we weren't thrown out. That was, or we're lucky that the police weren't there.
We fell asleep to some movie where the dogs were like talking and laughing. Did that really happen, or was that my drunken mind? That's a crazy way to fall asleep.
Talking dogs, bananas, and Duraflame logs, and Kaboom cereal.